Hi, welcome back to week 9 of Picking Up Your Pen. I'm so pleased you've stayed with me over the last 8 weeks. Last week we looked at writing letters and the power of writing from the perspective of inanimate objects, which help us tell a story about ourselves. Today we will continue to look at those people who've made an impact on our lives and use 2 different ways to tell the story. Firstly in third-person narrative and secondly in first-person dialogue. Again, the quote from Rumi is a reminder that while many others share the path with us, in the end we are on our own. This week we will be looking at the power of the impact of those who walk with us. Rumi, it's your road and yours alone. Others may walk it with you, but no one can walk it for you. As always, take the time to settle into your writing space and let the world fall away. Close your eyes. Rest your hands on your knees. Have your feet flat on the floor. And take a deep, slow breath in through the nose and slowly exhale out through the mouth. Again. Slowly in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Coming back to your body on this chair, in this room, right here, right now. Notice your feet on the floor, your body in the chair. And remember, there is nothing you have to do. Just be here, right now, in this moment, on this chair, with your breath. Notice any areas of tightness in your body. Just notice and move your awareness to another part of your body. If your mind wanders, that's okay. That's just what minds are trained to do. Gently bring it back to your body, right here, right now. Now pick up your pens, write the date, and as usual, reflect on this shortcoming in meditation. Notice, what did you feel? What are you thinking? And what's your body feeling like today, right here, right now? For the first exercise today, I want you to remember an event in your life that was important because it shows your relationship with a particular person in your life, someone who knows you very well and is very close to you, someone who's had an impact on your life. I suggest you choose a story from childhood or adolescence, as this is often the time where we are learning about ourselves through the eyes of others and our relationships with them. Don't think too hard about choosing a story. Go with your first thought. The best way to think of this story is to first think of an important person in your life, so take a few minutes, and then remember an event with them in your childhood or adolescence. It doesn't need to be a big event, just an event where there's you and at least them in it. So it's going to be a story with you and another person. And I want you, as I said, I want you to choose a story with at least one family member, long-term friend, or partner. Choose a story with some discomfort and unease in it, not the most traumatic memory, not the happiest memory. Write this story in third person past tense. For example, talking about you, she, he, past tense. Always write detail. What do you see, hear, taste, touch? Don't rush through the story. Take your time. Tell this story in about 7 minutes. can draw a line so you can do the reflection on this exercise. So start off with what you noticed doing this exercise. What surprised you writing this story in third person? And lastly, what would you like to explore? What thoughts came up in this story that you'd like to explore later? Okay, finish what you're writing, put your pens down. The next exercise we're going to do is retell the same story, only using dialogue. So in this exercise, it's really important you don't think too hard. Just imagine you're in a conversation with the person in the story. So there'll be ebbs and flows, hesitations, pauses. Just keep writing. Squiggle if you get lost or stuck. Just keep writing. The important part of this exercise is you have a choice. You can expand the dialogue you have with that person on that day. For instance, you may only remember a line or two, but this is an opportunity to imagine what the conversation could have been or would have been. You could also imagine a conversation you could have had that day, although perhaps nothing was said. Let your imagination develop the dialogue as it comes to you. Remember, there's no fact in this story, just play. The other option is to write an imagined dialogue you might have with this person in the present moment about that time in the past. Remember again, the person can be someone living or dead. So, as I said, we write the story you just wrote totally in dialogue. Now that's whether there was any dialogue at the time or not. You can make it up or you can develop from one or two things that were said. You can write an imagined dialogue between you and the person in the story talking about that event now in the present. So you can make up a total dialogue. Or you could do a conversation with the person in the present about that time in the past. Lastly, write only dialogue as if you're listening to a conversation. So no other detail, no setting the scene, no he said, she said, just words in a dialogue. Okay, so take about 7 minutes. finish what you're writing there and draw a line so you can reflect on this dialogue exercise. And I want you to think about what you noticed writing the dialogue versus writing the story in third person. Did you notice any different feelings that were coming up? Different aspects of the story perhaps that were different in the dialogue versus the third person narrative. Different points of view, for example, your point of view or the other person's point of view, did that change when you did the dialogue? And did you notice any difference in the relationships between you and the other character when you're writing the dialogue versus writing the story? So just think about that for a few minutes and write that down. Okay, put down your pens. I hope you found today's session useful in seeing how you can tell a story through so many lenses, and each small variation in point of view or style can give us a whole new insight into an event, a relationship with someone else, or most importantly, insight into ourselves, our patterns, our fears, our longings. If we imagine, as Rumi suggests, every person is a guide from beyond, the richness of our past, present, and future connections with people can become a very rich tapestry once we start writing. I look forward to seeing you next week, week 10, the last week in this online series. See you then. And I'll leave you as always with Rumi. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond.